Yeah, I'm myself a grandson of Mahbub Khan. There are temples in Maharashtra where Hindu people go and supplicate there. Supplicate also like mannat. Like say if my child passes in an exam, I will come and put flowers on your grave. There are no graves there, but there are small temples where they represent Mahbub Khan, who's my great grandfather. And in 1908, there were floods out here in Musi. The local Pandit said that most of the people who are getting killed are Hindus. So why don't you do a Yagna? So he went into the raging waters and he did a Yagna there in 1908. And Dr. Vishweswaraya is not a religious man. He's a scientific man. He said the water started subsiding. But I would say it's a coincidence because I'm not very superstitious. And he did the puja. My great-grandfather did a puja. So there are many things. There's a railway engineer who told about those temples in Maharashtra because that Maharashtra was part of Hyderabad that time. Up to Aurangabad was a capital. So there were small temples built by tribals representing Mahbub Khan, who's my great-grandfather, and people used to go and do puja out there. Now I have to tell you that Ramappa temple was also refurbished by my great-grandfather. And nobody wants to talk about it. That's also a little unfair. They should bring it up. I'm not trying to boast. But facts should be brought out. You can't hide facts and all that. Now they talk about Ramappa temple getting a heritage award. Nobody talks about who started that. So if any Muslim reads it, if he's fanatic, he'll say, oh, Nizam was, against Muslims, he was helping the Hindus. But that's not so. There were more temples. Because Hindu culture was here from thousands of years. Obviously, there will be more temples built over so many thousand years. So the Muslim culture came here only maybe 800 years back, and the Nizams came here only some 230 plus about 75 years ago. The Nizams I'm talking about. Before that, they were like Qutub Shahis, then there were a few other people, but their history is limited. So amount of structures they built, which are Islamic, are less. So their upkeep, the money for upkeep is also less. Their expenses are also less. So that's why the Nizam was spending about something like 70% on Hindu temples and about 30% on Muslim temples. So all those points are there. If we bring out history, we are not historians. Thousands of years of history, we're spending all our life trying to research history. But we want to research history to the extent of getting our communities together. Different communities together, especially the Hindus and Muslims. Because I try to bring Hindus and Muslims together in a friendly way.